God, it's you. Wow, the tides, it's really you. It's been years, hasn't it? I finally found you. I have an exact location, of course, so I had to search for you with hardly anything to guide me. It took much longer than I'd hoped. You do remember me. I can't tell if you're glad to see me or if you're just sizing me up to take your revenge. I'm sorry. I know I promised to return, and too much time has slipped away since then. But do you have any idea how hard it is to find this place? Your place isn't so easily marked upon a map. The last time we crossed paths, it was purely by accident. Remember? We crashed on these rocks, and as soon as the hull was mended, the crew wanted to set sail. I had no chance to turn back, no time for farewells. And what was I supposed to tell them? That I'd found a mermaid worth coming back for? They'd have strung me up for madness or worse. Regardless, I still wasn't even able to return and say goodbye to you. What could I have told them? No matter what I could have said or done differently, it would either further outcast me or end up with you getting in trouble. I suppose I'd do well to remember that next time. Still, I tried. I tried to keep you hidden from their suspicion. What else could I have done? Sail back alone, braving storms and shadows just to see you again? As an amateur, that's a fool's errand. But I acknowledge it was selfish of me. I'm really sorry about that. Well, if it's any merit, yeah. I felt regret the moment I had made my decision, and nearly every part of me was telling me to head back to you. What was I supposed to do? Man a ship all by myself to see you? Well, just be glad I made it back. I was relieved to make it back home initially. I had so many questions about what I saw, but I didn't have anyone for me to... just the crew. So like a fool, I told everyone around. Because I wanted to have answers. Or maybe I just wanted to have someone. Obviously, answers are not quite what I got. God. I wish I knew that the world they lived in could never have the answers I was looking for. They were the wrong people to ask. So many of the people back home will never see something, anything like you. It's strange to think about. Humans aren't meant to be round sirens. Even hearing them from a distance can drive a man insane. Most people only last a few minutes around one before they'd be murdered or consumed, or they just disappear. Well, that's why I'm so confused. I was with you for days. I don't know if anyone has had that much experience. At least not recorded. So, for the most part, I hadn't much help. I only had my memory to go off of. And many people did not like that. Especially with my lack of experience on the waters. How was I supposed to return to you when nobody believed me? So, they're just going to take a pirate's word? This place isn't mapped to begin with, and it takes a brave captain to explore new territory. Funny you think my old captain would have been brave enough to come back here if I told him the truth. The one time I did try to bring it up to him, he had a hearty laugh and brushed me right off. It seemed like a waste of time to him. If that story of yours was real, you'd have been dead by now. Yeah, you should have seen the man. He was big and brawny, someone never to be messed with. But against the mysteries of the seas, he was timid and careful. Although, I now understand the reason for that much better than I did before. I should have known sooner. No, not exactly. Technically, it's the same crew, however, many people have come and gone these past few years, and the rest of us aren't quite as grounded as before. No, I don't mean for that to be a pun, humans aren't meant to survive in areas like this, and surely you're well aware. Well, not just our bodies, but our minds. The fact that these areas are long uncharted speaks to that truth, so sure we survived, but don't think I ever forgot how slim those chances were. To this cave? No, it's just me. I told him I'd look around, forage and search for something. Anything to make our trip back here worthwhile. No, I promise. I spoke nothing but the truth when I said I longed to see you again. I'd never lie about something like that. Gods know. I may be a pirate, but I know the difference between fortune and folly. I mean, look at me. I came all this way for your company, not just some treasure. I mean, I will have to find something now, but I came here for you. And what am I met with? Distrust? If I wanted wealth, I'd have been halfway around the world by now. It would seem that my word isn't enough for you either. Great. What? So you think it's that easy for me to trust you as well? I'm much more wiser since the first time we've met. I'm still no captain yet, but you can't fool me as well as you did the last time. You were very clever though, tricking me into thinking you were just another sea maid. You knew well I'd never seen one before you. You were my first. That's what I'm saying. I still don't quite really know the difference. And since you've done so, you've made me so afraid to come back. It was hard to tell what your true intentions were. Especially the more you became a distant memory. The longer time passed, the more uncertain I became about returning to you in the first place. But I suppose if you really wanted to kill me, you would have done that the first time. Is that right? Well, forgive me for not being strong. There were many a times where I was prepared to give up. But my heart physically ached the longer it went on. Every time I tried to sleep on the sea, I'd hear your voice in my head. That song. Not physically, but always in my dreams. Every time I'd try to fall asleep, I'd have nightmares. What were they like? Well, I find myself in the darkest depths of the sea. I hear the sounds of creatures I'd never heard before. And every time I was choking for air, drowning underwater. And then every time I would try to break through the surface, there was always a vicious storm. But then you'd appear, and you'd be there to take me. I didn't know what it meant, of course. I still don't understand why I have this vision. But I could only trust that it meant you were still longing to see me. Is it foolish? For whatever reason, I needed to see more of you. And I never remember how the dream ends. I'd like to think you were grabbing me to save me, but sometimes I fear that you only took me for your consumption. Well, that's what others told me it was. Well, I thought that the dreams would go away if I went to you, and I had hoped you, had an answer to how it ends. Just tell me, if I continue to go out of my way to see you, to have these moments with you, how would it end? You still don't want to tell me anything. Do you know that makes me more suspicious of you? Even I'm not sure. I thought your reactions would give me enough reason to... a good reason to never turn back again if I left. And yet, I still want to know so much more about you. About the life you live. We have so much of our own history recorded in pages on books, and yet everything we know about the sea is all myth and legend until you've seen it for yourself. I don't know much about your kind, clearly, but I didn't know much back then anyways. And I wasn't quite able to learn more about you since. But like all tall tales, I've heard a few of them. They told me that there were sea maids of many kinds. Some are passive, others not so much. I was told that the malicious ones were all quite beautiful, but only from afar. That their alluring voices served as a distraction for the rest of their appearance. Well, that's me putting it in kinder words. If I said the rest of what they called you word for word, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to converse with me ever again. Well, where I'm from, they just call you sea witches. That submissive ones, passive ones are pretty kind, but the powerful ones, the alluring ones, are as hideous as they are dangerous. So, can you blame me for having trouble with this when it comes to you? Why does it feel so pathetic that I need to see it all with my own eyes just to believe it? If I keep thinking like this, I'll drive myself mad, or at least find myself in a dangerous situation. However, it's clear that you don't quite trust me to tell more about yourself. Well, I can't blame you. You're already aware that there are others on this island with me. I didn't come here for any tricks. Maybe this was just a terrible decision. I thought seeing you would make me feel better, but now I'm just more confused and disoriented. Isn't this necklace good for anything? God. She said that this damn thing would protect my mind. My psyche. Whatever that means. Well, clearly it's broken or something, because why am I even here? It's protected me from the cruelest of storms and crashes, but it doesn't protect me from this feeling. This item is supposed to protect me from sea creatures, so why the hell can I not stop longing for one? People like you and me were never supposed to cross like this, and I should have left it that way. I should have left this in the past. I'm not exactly well liked with my crew, or even back at home. Wanting to pursue anything with a sea maid is insanity. What are you doing? What was that? What'd you do to me? I thought we were just talking and then you... What did you do? You think this is some game? You can just dive into my head and peek around like this is all some bloody show for you? Well, I didn't ask for that. Do you have any idea how terrifying that is? You just let yourself in my head? I don't know what you were hoping to gain from it, but I never wanted anyone to see that part of me for a reason. I thought we had a connection, something real. But now it feels like you've just taken something from me. My fears, my secrets, things that we normally choose to keep to ourselves. Is that all it really takes to fish that out of me? Against my will. You couldn't have just left it alone. I thought you wouldn't treat me like this. You could have let me keep my secrets and my nightmares. But here we are, and I'm stuck in the crosshairs of whatever it is that you are. Is it not obvious? I want to be free of my desires. I want to talk about them. For so long, I've run the tides without a single care. Or at least pretend so. The seas have always called out to me. It's the only place I could finally be something I'm proud of. A man always on the chase for something bigger than him. I want to enjoy that chase. I want to go out with a bang. But I fear if I meet those desires, it'll be the end of my adventures. It'll be the end of me. I've always just wanted someone to understand that. And for the first time in my life, I feel it. I met you. And suddenly, I felt okay with being still. But why did it have to be you? I am terrified of trusting you, and how can I? Aren't you designed to lure in stupid men like me? And why doesn't the necklace protect me from that if I know better? The moment you let yourself in, it felt like I was holding my breath underwater. And I didn't know if I could come back up. Just like my dreams. But constantly moving is exhausting too. But I can't let myself stand still. If I'm truly safe with you, and you're not just saying that, then why does this feel so dangerous? None of this is fair. This isn't fair. I'm here, confessing my fears while you're lurking in the shadows like some beautiful predator. You can easily seek a glimpse of me if you so choose. But even now, I barely know anything about you. I only know you are much more powerful than I could have ever anticipated. So help me, even the playing board. At least as much we can. You know the truth about me. I'm scared. So please, just let me know something so I could be less so. Anything. Anything about the life you live. You seem to know more about me than my visions let on, so please. Well, if I know more, then maybe, just maybe, the nightmares could finally stop. Well, tell me, how do I know the difference? Is it just your spell weaving into my mind? I don't know if it's love or just lust, or if I'm just drawn to you because you're everything I can't have. You're dangerous and beautiful, and it intoxicates me. But love, I wouldn't know anything about that. It's a different beast altogether. But I don't think that matters right now. I was undoubtedly curious about you. I denied myself of all of that until now. But I think right now, I really do want you. Do I have to say it? I've spent so long denying desires, shackled them up like there's something unworthy of a man like me. But with you, all I know is that I want you. Why'd you stop? I mean, I shouldn't care, but Oh God, my head. What just happened? You're lying. You have to be. There's no way I would just... Oh God. I've spent my whole life swearing off anything I couldn't control, but with you... You are dangerous. You make me want to just throw it all to the wind. Oh Oh God, I can't believe I just let myself feel this way. What have you done to me? Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I need to go. Well, my crew, they're probably looking for me. I've been gone too long, and I need to focus on what matters. Not that you don't matter, the life that I already have. I have responsibilities that I need to get back to, and they don't need to know that I was here with you. Not like that. Oh, fucking hell. I don't need to know how close I came to this. I'll be in so much trouble. I don't know, I'll just say I fell or something. I'm sorry. This was a bad idea. I shouldn't have seen you. Farewell.